Hello and welcome to the Joy Corner. I'm Carol DeChaine, your intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters. Every time I put out the Joy Corner, it's the whole point of it is to get to that subconscious and those limiting beliefs that will help you shift and grow and become more of who you want to be in this lifetime, whether that means more joy, more peace, more success, more whatever that you'd like to have in your life. And this week, and for as long as you want to use it, the affirmation is I embrace my inner power and let it shine brightly. We don't want you to hide from your power or to give it away. We want to embrace our own power. And we don't need to take somebody else's because you have more than enough power for yourself. Even if you've been putting it under a bushel or you've been giving it away or whatever, pull it back to you. Just your power. You have more than enough. It's just the question if you give too much of it away, then you may feel powerless. If you don't step into that power. And sometimes it's a little scary when you have people around you who aren't used to you doing that. And if you do, embracing your inner power and letting it shine brightly, you'll find that your life may change. So don't do this one until you're ready to have perhaps people either they'll shift around you if it starts taking because they'll either shift towards you or away from you. And I've had people have their whole life change and the the relationship, the marriage maybe, and in one case specifically the marriage that wasn't quite working shifted and it totally became something that worked and was wonderful. And I've had only one person that said it wasn't working in the first place. And so a person just wandered off kind of out of their life. And even though they were in a romantic relationship, they just kind of wandered off. I've seen bosses get reassigned when people do this. I've seen all sorts of things happen. I've also seen people get fired and then find a much better job for them. So be open when you embrace your power to having things shift. And if you're not, you don't want to do this particular one. You can adjust it and maybe not make it quite so powerful. So, affirmations 3 to 5 times in one sitting. Don't repeat it more than that. Make sure when you say it, you breathe it into your body. You feel it in. You allow yourself to be in that moment, your truth. And then breathe it in as much as you can, let it go, and then say it again. And don't repeat it more times than you can make it your truth in that moment. If it becomes something you're just saying and you don't feel it anymore, just stop. Or if you've only said it like 2 times and you can't get it, you can change and just go ahead and tweak that affirmation and do however you like. Just make sure that it really is a positive affirmation that makes you feel, okay. And don't put it in the future, put it in the present moment so that you can make it your present moment when you say it. Otherwise, it's always in the future. And you're telling your subconscious, yeah, eventually I'll have this. When's now? Why not now? Now is when you want this to shift, right? So let's make it about now. So again, the affirmation is I embrace my inner power and let it shine brightly. Okay? And normally I say close your eyes only because it's good to get all of the distractions away from you so that you can really concentrate on just this one saying. So I'm going to do the same thing. You ready? Okay, first, just breathe for a moment and let all the outside stuff go. And first more time, we'll say it again. I'll say it again so that you can get it. I embrace my inner power and let it shine brightly. All right? So in together, I embrace my inner power and let it shine brightly. And feel it. Feel it going through your body. Feel if you get tingles or you get aha or whatever you feel when it feels right. Just breathe that in. And only take 2 to 3 breaths when you do it. And then we'll say it again. All right? I embrace my inner power and let it shine brightly. Ah, feel that. Feel it into your fingers and your toes. If you can get past that heart and then let it go out. And then, of course, you want to make sure it gets into the brain and the subconscious. So the third time usually is when it kind of gets there. So that's why sometimes you might want to do a fourth time. So let's do this one 4 times. So this is going to be the third one. I embrace my inner power and let it shine brightly. All right, that one I felt starting to get into my brain as well as the rest of my body. So breathe it. Make it your truth right this moment. Let's do this one a fourth time. I embrace my inner power and let it shine brightly. Yeah, okay, this one did get all the way through for me. I think sometimes the fourth time is the charm. I usually only do it 3 times in these videos, but if you do it 4 or 5 times, by all means, try that and see what works best for you. And realize that when you shine your light, you don't have to do it in an aggressive manner. If you're thinking, I'm going to shine my light and be powerful, that's fine. But if you aren't that kind of person, you might have a very glowy, light power thing going. Your aura may shift and it may just be. It doesn't have to be in somebody's face, per se, as in of power in your face. You may need that sometimes, especially when you're speaking to someone that you need to set boundaries around, if that's who you are. But this whole thing about embracing your inner power should throw away and drop away any anger you have connected to it, because you won't feel like anyone's taking it from you. If you're embracing your own, you don't need theirs. You don't need to steal their power. You don't need to give them your power. And you don't need to feel particularly badly about anything that's happening around you, because you're just being in your glowing power and shining it brightly enough for you to feel comfortable. You don't have to be the sun and be huge and powerful. You can just be a glowing lamp. And when people are in the dark, maybe that's what they see, and they come and they say, help me. Or they come and they just are in your glow because they love that feeling. Whatever it may be, if you embrace your inner power and let it shine brightly, anything actually that you let go, any power that you've given away, might start coming back to you. And usually it does. And isn't that something that's beautiful to have? Until next time, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Carol DeChaine, and if you'd like to have more, by all means subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell notification to know the next time that any kind of audio or video is posted. And if you'd like a longer version, you can listen to my archives of my podcast, Connect to Joy, either here on YouTube or also, by all means, you can go to Connect the number 2 Joy online and you'll find both my website and my podcast if you're looking under podcast channels. I'm not keeping the podcast up, but there are like 150 or more podcasts out there. Until next time, may you know that you deserve every positive, wonderful, joyful thing. You just have to kind of sometimes get out of your way to actually have it in your life.